Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Muzaffar Teja. How are you? I upload outdoor videos, hiking videos, some point of views, tech reviews and unboxing videos. So if you are into these things, please consider subscribing to my channel. Many years ago, I was sitting with one of my friends at his house and we were talking about random stuff and suddenly something caught my eyes. It was a movie on a CD on the side table. Yes, back in the days we used to have something called CD, compact disc, storage medium for computers. The title of the movie was 13th Warrior. A Spanish origin Hollywood actor Antonio Banderas starred in that movie. From the title and the picture on the cover, it looked an interesting movie. I didn't have much to do that evening, so I asked my friend if I could borrow that movie to watch. I will not bore you with every nitty-gritty of the plot, but I'll tell you the story up to a certain point. Then from there I'll try to make a point which is going to be the focus point of this movie. Yes, there are lots of points in that sentence, I do understand that. Movie starts with a depiction of Abbasid Caliphate, Khilafat Abbasiyya. Caliph al-Muqtadir was ruler at that time. Abbasid Caliphate was the third caliphate to succeed Islamic Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It was founded by the dynasty descended from Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him's uncle, Abbas ibn Muttalib, from whom dynasty takes its name. They ruled as caliphs for most of the caliphate from their capital in Baghdad, city of Iraq. The story of the movie revolves around an Arab person from Baghdad. His name was Ahmad ibn Fadlan. Baghdad was center of highest civilization at that time, and Ahmad was enjoying the privileges of a prominent position as a court poet of the Caliph. Until one day he met a beautiful woman who was married to another person. Her husband happened to be very close to Caliph and he complained about Ahmad. In response to that complaint, the Caliph appointed Ahmad ibn Fadlan ambassador to the distant Nordic land of Tusok just to banish him from Baghdad. Ahmad was on the way to his destination, traveling by a caravan with his mentor and friend Melchizedek, a character played by an Egyptian actor Omar Sharif, when they were attacked by a band of Tataris. They were shouting and screaming everywhere, the Tartars are coming, run for your life. There was panic and fear in the caravan and everyone ran until they reached a riverside and a Viking boat could be seen approaching land. Tartars abandoned the chase when they saw Vikings. Ahmad and the whole caravan felt that they had escaped the devastation Tartars could have caused them. A little further, they reached a Viking camp where a lot of boats were already docked. In the light of the events, Ahmad and his friend Melchizedek decided to spend the night at Viking camp. The Viking seems to be having some kind of celebration. Ahmad, with the help of Melchizedek, tried to communicate with Vikings, but nobody seemed to understand the language. Melchizedek tried few languages and finally found a guy named Hrothgar who could understand Greek language. They expressed their desire to meet the king, the head of the Viking tribe, but Hrothgar told them that there is no king at the moment as the last king just died and this celebration which they are witnessing is part of his funeral. Hrothgar then introduced them to another guy named Bolwai, who is considered heir apparent to the throne. The next morning, Ahmad saw a new ship has arrived carrying aboard a young boy, and that boy was standing at the highest possible spot in the ship. Seeming like he was waiting to be welcomed or maybe witnessed, after inquiring, Hrothgar explained that the boy is letting them see him since they were used to seeing dangerous things and spirits in the mist. The boy was just giving them time to decide if he is real and was being polite in his own ways. Sometime later, the boy from the newly arrived ship enters the camp with some of his boat fellows. Young boy was introduced as a messenger from King Hrothgar of Venden and he had a message from the king for Bolwai. The king was seeking Bolwai's help as his kingdom was being threatened by an army of evil beasts known to Vikings as an old evil that shall not be named. Bulwai called upon the angel of death, which is revealed to be an old soothsayer, who cast bones to guide them. Since there were 13 months in their calendar year, the old woman claimed that Bulwai shall be victorious if 13th of his soldier travel up north to battle this evil. She then called for the first warrior, and Bulwai himself stepped forward. He is then followed by 11 other men, which include her. When she called for the 13th warrior, the old lady specified that he need to be a man that is not from the north. Everybody quickly turned to Ahmad. He anxiously asked Melchizedek, why are they looking at me like this? What has she said? Melchizedek explained what the old lady had said, and Ahmad asked, what are you saying then? Melchizedek replied, you are the 13th warrior. Ahmad was shocked because he was not a warrior, not a soldier. He was just a poet, but he was forced by the peer pressure to accept. Ahmad reluctantly prepared his Arabian horse for the journey, which was the smallest of the group. The Northmen make fun of Ahmad's horse for his size, calling it a dog in their native language, which Ahmad didn't understand but gets the translation from Melchizedek. Since Ahmad was a poet, he was very good at learning languages. During the journey, Ahmad learned their language and started communicating with them normally. After a long and a painful journey, warriors arrived in the kingdom of King Hrothgar. During their first night at the kingdom, they were attacked by the evil force which shall not be named and had a little encounter with them. They attacked in their normal way during the night in the mist. They seemed very cruel and barbaric, wearing skins of bears which made them look exactly like bears in the dark. Whoever they killed during that fight, they chopped their heads and took it with them. None of the murdered person's head was left behind. To cut a long story short, they had another encounter with the evil force during the second attack. After that, they decided that they needed to find their hiding place. Eventually, they found their underground village and sneaked into it through a cave and successfully killed the head of the tribe, the mother of the Wendol. Warriors escaped the underground village of evil force, but they knew that they were going to come for revenge. They knew a big final battle was coming. Kingdom started preparing for the final battle, and the stage was set and warriors were waiting for the evil force to attack. Everybody was scared, including Ahmad. Nobody was sure if they were going to live to see the aftermath of that war. In the midst of that, since Ahmad was a Muslim, he took off his shoes and prepared for one last prayer before he died in the forthcoming horrific battle. He read 2 rakat namaz and prayed to Almighty Allah. He said, and I quote, I have squandered my days with plans of many things. This was not among them. But at this moment, I beg only to live the next few minutes well. For all we ought to have thought, we have not thought. All we ought to have said, have not said. All we ought to have done, have not done. I pray thee, God, forgiveness. Amen. I wanted to tell you the story of this movie up till this point. If this movie sounds interesting to you, you can go online, find it, watch it, and let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the movie. Ahmad didn't have any plan to be in that situation. He never prepared for it, never planned for it, and never wanted to be in that situation. But apparently, he is in that situation, and now he had to deal with it. Without any plan, without any preparation, and without any intention to be in that situation. In the lives of every single one of us, we must have had ourselves in the middle of something similar to this situation. We planned for something, we prepared ourselves for something, and we trained ourselves for something, but in reality what happened is totally opposite to what we have thought for ourselves. Why does this happen? There are two types of forces which are trying to shape your life: your career, your character, your personality. What are those two forces? Well, the second one is yourself. So, what is the first one then, you may ask? Believe it or not, but the first one, which is more powerful, more resourceful, and doesn't have better but the best plan for you, is Allah, God, forces of nature, or whatever name you want to call it with. Sometimes you work towards something, you put your efforts in, you do your best, but you fail to reach your targets. The reason is the first force which is shaping your life is working in the opposite direction. Allah knows what is right for you and what you need right now to achieve the main purpose of your life in the months and years to come. Allah knows what type of preparation and training you need now so you could face the challenges of tomorrow. When things happen against your plan and a wise man in the family, in your friend circles tell you that don't worry, there is something good for you even in this failure, you hate it and you ask them how this failure is good for me. The reason is that you don't have any insight into the future. Nobody can explain you how that devastation is better for you, and Allah doesn't owe you any explanation anyway. What you need to do in that type of situation is just believe in Allah. If He put you in a situation against your wishes, against your plans, against your will, then trust Him. He has a plan to get a better version of yourself out of it. He has a plan to train you for something bigger which is coming your way, and you have no preparation for that. In my personal life, work-wise, there were few tasks, responsibilities, or jobs, if you want to call them, which were performed by other team members, and I had a phobia that these are very difficult things and I would never be able to perform if these were given to me. Trust me, those tasks were given to me in a haphazard situation, without any training, without any time to digest, or without any consent if I even want to accept those responsibilities. It happened so many times on different occasions, and every time I felt that's it. My professional life, my career ends here. Because I was skeptical that I will not be able to perform and eventually I'll get sacked. But it didn't happen. I learned them, I understood them, and after going through those horrible scenarios, I evolved out of them as a better person in personal and professional life. So if you feel yourself in that kind of situation, don't feel bad. Don't feel that the forces of nature have betrayed you or Allah hates you. Consider it as a training for something bigger. Consider it a part of a bigger plan which you are not aware of, but trust me, as time goes by, you will start to understand why certain bad things happened to you in the past, and you will be glad and thankful to God that they did happen. Had they not happened, you would have not achieved what you have achieved. Thank you very much for putting up with me today. If you like this video, please like, share and comment. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. Look after yourself and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.